And once more, welcome to the Lötstream CGA Redux. I think it was muted, but it should be fine now. Here's the board that we started last week. It is a reproduction of the original IBM color graphics adapter, which is a little bit hard to come by here in Germany. I'm not sure why. Probably, I think it was more widespread in the USA, perhaps because computers back then were a bit too expensive for us here. I don't know. Later machines, pretty easy to come by. IBM, can be problematic at times. So instead, someone else reverse engineered this card, and I thought, and looked at the BOM, and we had a discussion also on DOS Reloaded, that for the same price that you can get an old CGA card, you can build your own, and that's much more fun, isn't it? So here we are, and as I said, it's not a cheap card to build, because there's like roughly how many 75 TTL logic chips and DRAM and all kinds of stuff. A lot of this stuff here is still available today to buy. Some things are not. For example, last week I stopped at putting in the 74 LS74s, one over here and one somewhere else over here, I think. And there are two more similar gates, the 74S74 here, but they are faster than the LS variant, and you can't buy the 74S74 anymore, new at least. I think there's the F variant, which should be pretty fast, but I think I could get that only as SMD or something. So here we are. This was an order I put in, last week, and it arrived very quickly. The seller gave me some dips, which is very nice. This here seems to be kind of a ZIF socket for very small chips, but the legs are a bit bent. I'm not sure what this is. It looks weird and interesting at the same time, but that's not what we're interested in. I'm interested in this. This is the 74S74. It's this one here is made by Synetics, reputable brand, 1986, week 13 from the looks of it, and the others as well. I guess they're from the same batch. It was a commercial reseller who was saying there's either he or someone else is giving up his business, so they have lots of new old stock basically. And I guess this has never been used, perhaps. Still, since I am not sure if these work, we could try them out now in the TL866. But I'm gonna go ahead and say we're putting in these things as they are. 2, 4, 6, 7, it's DIP 14. I'm gonna have a look and see if I have DIP 14 sockets. The new Mauser Texas Instruments TTL chips I'm not gonna put in sockets. So let's see. DIP 14, there we go. These should be fine. There we go. DIP 14. And this time it's also dual wipe socket, so no complaining there. That should do the trick. So one more check. The 74S74 should go over here and here. That seems to be right. The DIP sockets also in the right way. And I'm not using my usual thingamajig that holds the PCB, which I can show you perhaps, because I think it's a very useful thing. It's over here. Oh goodness. It looks like this. from ELV, but there's different brands. It's all the same Chinese thing, I think. And you can adjust it in the width, but as you can see, it's too short, roughly this, or like this with the overhang here, too short for the CGA card. So we're not going to use it. The advantage there would be that you don't have to hold the board and you can flip it around very nicely. Stefan has joined. Good evening, indeed. And I'm gonna solder here now. Also, we need to put in all the remaining capacitors, 75 in total, but we did something like 40 last time. But today I want to start with something more enjoyable. And I'm probably gonna open up the window again because of the fumes. That's better. All right. So maybe later, when Soul Sister's joining, I can bring out the TL866 in parallel and test some of the new old stock chips. Haven't used that function of the TL866. I used it only for writing and erasing EPROMs, or reading, for that matter. So yeah, maybe it's a good idea to test that. Stefan says, measure the profile of the PCB stand. I can most likely get you a longer one. Because it's basically only like a, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I can do that later with my calipers. It's basically just a rod here, which if I should guess, I would say roughly half an inch times an inch or something. I guess it's something not metric from the looks of it. I would say it's a bit more than a centimeter thick, so half an inch would make sense. And 1 inch in width, I guess. Yeah, we can test that later as well. I put it over here so I don't forget it. Having a longer version would be nice for quite a few cards, actually. Okay, I can remove the masking tape again. And yeah, that looks nice. Oh no, this is all done already. These look good. I'm just gonna put them in. I'm gonna say they're good. Synetics is really a brand. I don't think that they should be bad, and they're coming from a professional reseller, so I would say we're on the safe side here, and they are socketed nevertheless. So there we go. We're gonna do the capacitors now because I want to have those out of the way. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24. Is that also one? Probably. 25. I think we have 25 capacitors to go. There are 2 smaller ones over here. I'm gonna just do the bypass capacitors for now. Otherwise we're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm gonna do this part later and the caps down here as well. So roughly 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. So this is definitely enough for the bypass capacitors. I'm wondering if I can, yeah, I can rip it off, but I don't think this makes sense. Is it easier to remove? So. Yeah, it's a bit easier, and I'm hoping not to punch my punch my finger like last week, because then I cut off all the capacitors. Let's see if this works. There's a bit of rubbish on this one. Okay, let's put them in one by one. With the long legs that haven't been cut, it's much harder to prick yourself in the finger, so maybe that helps. Also, I looked up the pinout of the video port, of the RGBI video port, and it turns out it's the same basically on all RGB TTL monitors. So I should be able to connect the CGA card up to one of my C64 or Amiga monitors, because they have TTL 9-pin input, and it should be the same, which makes everything much easier. I do have a 9-pin cable. I think it's actually a null modem cable or something, or a straight through cable. I have to beep it out to see if it's like connecting straight through. I'm not sure. Null modem might be cross cables or something, which would not be good. But if it's just straight through, I can use that as a video cable. Probably not the best quality because it's for serial, but it should be good enough to see something. Might be not the best quality, but I mean it's TTL, so it's basically digital, and hopefully it's interpreted digitally by the monitor and then converted to analog levels by some, I don't know, bus driver or something. Bus driver, yeah, some driver chip, but we'll see. Okay, there goes more of these capacitors, and there goes my alcohol-free beer as last week. Beep? No, you don't beep. Come on. Now it's better. Yeah, I should have been a bit more careful with the bending of the legs, because they are slipping out of their supposed places. Trying again. Much better. I wonder how the pick and place machines used to work, or I guess there are still some in use for like these through-hole components. For the non-through-hole, I can more or less imagine, because they are just like little robot hands grabbing a small piece and then placing it on the PCB. But I think these kinds of components used to be, or maybe still are, automatically soldered. I wonder how that works, because I have to slot them through the holes and stuff like that. Sounds like a difficult mechanical problem, but maybe it's an easy problem, I don't know. This I did not do that nicely there. Ah, sticking out like something. Yeah, that's much better. This looks much better. All right. That's at least 10 of them or something. Was it more? I'm gonna adjust this one here a bit. Yeah. Better. Where are my snips? Over here. I have to clean the mat after this session. There's so many snippets and short wire pieces. There's something on there I don't want. Let's melt this away. Yeah, better. All right. What's happening in the stream? Still looking good, I think. If something's off with the sound, please tell me. This time I didn't have like the C64 doing the introduction. Because I'm done with the C64, it's now over there in the corner at its, well, probably final setup place. So I couldn't easily hook it up here on the Mac for the streaming. But I'm not quite happy because I actually have two machines that I want to put here, a VIC-20 and a C64, but they don't fit both on the same small IKEA table. So I'm not quite happy with that. I can only have one running and have to put the other one away. Well, I guess that's a first world problem. Having too many retro computers to use at the same time. Okay, let's see. I wonder if you can just like rip this apart, but I don't think. No, it doesn't work. I have to do it like this. Whoops. Make sure to grip the capacitors very tightly. At least with the electrolytics, I wouldn't pull it like this because you can just basically pull the cap straight off the leads. That's not good. I don't think it will happen with these though. All right. Inserting the rest of the capacitors, and then I think we should be done. Then comes the big marathon, putting in all the TTL logic chips. I still haven't got the 6845 video controllers. As I said, they are all shipped from Bulgaria, sadly without proper tracking. And it says that they should arrive from basically tomorrow at the earliest until shortly before Christmas. I hope I will get them earlier. If we don't have them by next week, I might order one more expensive just so that we have the possibility of testing this card before Christmas or before this year is over. I think there might even be someone on the forum who still has a bunch left, so might be asking that person. I can still sell off chips that I have too many of. I guess that won't be a big financial loss, but it would be sad to only see this card working next year. I would think that today we will get quite a bit done, not quite everything, but I think in the third part we might actually finish the card. Maybe we won't be able to test it or almost finish it. Depends on how quickly we can get things installed today. And we have to definitely check out the analog composite out section because of this old versus new style thingy. There were two different variants of the CGA composite output, and I have no clue what the differences are. There's some silk screen on the back that tells us what to put in for each case. But I have to check it out first. All right. Here go the last capacitors. I think I counted correctly. And these should be all the ones that are not in the video section. Fred Lecky, hello, how are you doing? You joined us right on time. I'm putting in the last of the 75 bypass capacitors. Started off with those last week, now continuing. And hopefully they will be done. Stefan says, Bulgaria tracking is funny. I got a handed over to postal service message for 4 weeks, but the XT RAM extension arrived last week, luckily. Yeah, I'm not sure I ever ordered from Bulgaria before, but they do have quite a bit of stuff from the 90s and so on. It seems, at least on eBay. The stuff from Poland arrives very quickly. I ordered a bunch of the chips for this from, what are they called, Electro TV or something? I don't know. Matt on the forum said they are trustworthy. So I thought, yeah, okay, can't go wrong with those. And they were super fast. That was really, really, really quick. And they always used to have, so they usually have all the original new old stock, or definitely not relabeled ICs, so they test, I think, their stuff, and they're very trustworthy. Okay, this is looking good. That's nice. I don't think I have any card or machine that actually contains a 6845. Otherwise I could borrow it, more or less. But I don't think I have. Stefan says, relatively low prices also from Ukraine, but maybe not a good idea at the moment. Now I would guess that shipment from Ukraine could be tricky at this point. Although, who knows? I mean, there's a lot of traffic flowing between West Europe and Ukraine at the moment. Be it people or military equipment, I guess. But I wouldn't trust that the postal services work quite as reliably, depending on where the package is coming from. I definitely see quite a few Ukrainian cars now here in this city and in Aachen. There's definitely quite a few refugees that have arrived and made their home here. There's even one Ukrainian taxi driving around, but I think they just used it to get away from the war. Alright, that should do the trick. Looking good. That's all the bypass capacitors. That there are two down there, and there's one over here in the video section, but I'm gonna leave the video section as it is right now. We'll deal with that later. I'm just gonna grab oh shit. By the way, here are the DRAMs. And they were not closed up properly. I'm gonna put them somewhere else. I'm gonna put them up here. They arrived, which is good. I can't quite test them right now. But we're gonna put in some other stuff. I think this one is the 155. Because that's a new old stock. So I might want to use sockets on these, just to make sure. What is the beverage? Asks Fred. The beverage is a German alcohol-free Weissbier. I think it's an Erdinger. So usually, at least in the beginning of the stream, I like to skip on the alcohol. And I don't like alcohol-free beers that much because I think often they taste quite awful. But the Erdinger, for example, all the Weissbier variants that I tasted actually taste pretty good without alcohol. There, I really don't miss it. So I think that's a good thing about those. Now let's see, the 74, what is it? Is it the S? It's the S variant? LS. Okay, the 74 LS155. Where do we need this? 155, no, it's 166, is it? Yeah, it's 66. 3, U7, U8, and U32. So let's take out 3. U7 is over here. U8 and U32 is over here. And those are dips 16, I think, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, yes. So I'm gonna fetch sockets for these. Here are some sockets. Exactly. So I'm using sockets on these because they did not come from Mauser. They are supposedly new old stock and they look definitely new old stock. But you never know, and I don't want to have to desolder these. And maybe we just crack out the TL866 soon. I like Weißbier's thread. I've never had an alcohol-free one. I'll look out for it. Here in Germany, alcohol-free beer is actually pretty much taking off, I would say, in the last couple of years. It used to be very rare, but now I see it quite a lot. And I think in the Netherlands, a friend showed me they even have alcohol-free Guinness. Not sure what it tastes like because I haven't seen it here in Germany. And I haven't seen it across the border. I'm not sure. Haven't definitely looked for it, but I would try it for sure because I like Guinness. And then having no headache the next day would be nice. So for me, I don't require the alcohol all the time. I'm just fine if the beer tastes great. Okay. And in they go. Okay. I was too quick. The iron was still on standby. Here's the other one. Okay. So that's 2. Last one. All right. These are actually genuine Texas Instruments, so I have high hopes that these will just work. But still, it's nice to have sockets for the stuff that I can't buy on Mauser. Alright, there we go. Next up, what else do we have in our big box of tricks? The 244s. The feeling that there will be over here. How many of those? Is it only one? Or do we have 2? 3. U24. 244 is U36 and U24 over here. 1, 2, and 37. Oh no, that's wrong. 67. Because that's the 374. 244, 244, and 244. Okay, good. 3 pieces. They are Motorola branded. And they use DIP 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Looks like DIP 20. DIP 20 it is. Let's put those into sockets as well. Haven't used Motorola brand before. Might be from 1986. Not sure if the date codes are that straightforward. So nice vintage chips like that. So here are 3 DIP 20 sockets. One goes here. Is that correct? 724 LS 244. Yes. And then here. And then over here. I'm gonna put them in the right way. Just to be nice. No. I'll take one more little piece of masking tape. Boom. There we go. And then we go over here. And over here. And there should be one over here. What does the 244 do? We had 2 chips here. Okay, I'm in the wrong tab. 74LS244. Is that the bus driver I see? Octal buffers and line drivers. Okay. Okay, it's for driving memory addresses, bus-oriented receivers and transmitters. Okay, so basically 8-bit buffers, which is fine. Probably used for address and data here, I guess. And we have the 166. 166, what does that do? Shift registers. Okay, those were shift registers. Interesting. I don't have in my head a list of the 74 series chips, so I like to look them up to see what they are doing. Okay, off we go. Wonderful. The last one was... What's the last one? Where did I put the last one? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, over there. There we go. Stefan is writing something. We still need someone who can explain how the card works in detail. Yeah. I mean, I guess you can look at the schematic but I think there's a lot of stuff that I wouldn't understand why they use the TTL chips in this combination. I mean, if it's TTL chips, it's like a lot of gates, but also like shift registers. Don't know what they are used for, probably for some registers or something. I don't know, actually. But I mean, you can write down some truth tables and figure out what kind of function they are basically implementing, like mathematical function or logic function. But I think it's you need a lot of experience. I mean, doing TTL logic is very similar to programming. So in theory I should understand what's happening there. And in our basic studies we had like a course where we had to do some discrete logic on breadboards. Is that okay? It doesn't feel okay. I have to pull this one. I'm not happy with how the socket feels. But the circuits that we built back then, that's like 20 years ago, and back then already doing TTL chips like this was like obsolete. Looks okay. No bent legs. Anyway, we did very simple things. I think the most complex thing was like doing some kind of traffic light or something like that with some truth tables. Yeah, I think it's in. It just feels a little bit weird. Oh yeah, okay. Just need to push a little bit harder. All right. And that's another 3 ICs down. Let's put them aside as well. I think there should be another tube with those somewhere, because I need 3. But then again, who knows? Then we have the LS374, which belongs here, besides other things. Let's see, 3, 7, 4, 5. We need 5 of those. That's why I have this big tube. There should also be a second one for the second card. Stefan says, little amount of analog circuit for the analog output. Digital sounds more logical, putting the characters from the ROM in the graphic RAM. Yeah, that's probably true. And actually, I think the characters are not put into the RAM, but instead the 6845 reads the ROM and has a character generator that directly generates the characters on screen. That's how I understood it, at least. So I think that's how it works. The RAM only contains the character codes, I think. And in graphics mode, of course, it will have values for like either black and white, then it would be bits, or in the 4-color modes, it would be like 2 bits per pixel. Okay, the 374 comes here, here, and here, and it's again a DIP 20. Actually, there should be, I said 5, right? I said 5. So there's 1, 2, 3, and there's another one over there. They seem to be important. What do the 374s do? I don't know. Let's look it up and fetch some DIP 20 sockets. The LS374 74 LS374 is a 8-bit register with 3 state outputs. Okay, basically these are 5 8-bit registers, or maybe 2 16-bit and 1 8-bit register. Interesting. Do we have enough DIP 20 sockets? Yes, we do. And I don't have to resort to the CNC milled ones, of which I still have quite a lot. Right. Three seven four, 374, 374, 374. Yes, that's correct. U58 to U61. Is that correct? And where is it? U58 to U61. Yes. Okay. Double checking just in case, because I don't want to be doing the wrong thing here. That would be very annoying. Bummer. I made a big mess out of my masking tape. What time is it? Ah, yes. We'll have another host very shortly. Back from having a little flu last week. But since then she made a full recovery. Introducing Soul Sister!
Hello, it's me! Oh. Hello. Okay, that was a very fake voice. I still need something to drink and something to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Because today we're again gonna do eating with Soul Sister. So what happened here so far?
We put in all the capacitors. We put in a
70?
lot of new old stock ICs, which is why I used sockets, because
Okay.
I can't... Well, I guess they will be fine, but you never know. So I put in sockets for those, and now our 374 chips, which are registers, 8-bit registers, basically 8-bit storage for whatever values you can set on the card.
Okay.
And yeah, then we already have a lot done, I think. The capacitors are all in. I'm not doing this part. This is the video out. Because we need to think a bit, because there's like different variants on how you can do that.
Okay.
So I'm not going to do that today. Today we're going to just solder all the chips.
Okay.
And we might get very far today because it's actually going pretty nicely. Hi Neonam.
That's awesome. Hi.
And yes, I drank out my beer and Fred asked what kind of beer and he said he never had alcohol-free beer, so I said this one actually tastes pretty good. Yeah. But we can switch to alcohol now.
Yeah, I'm currently heating up. I already switched on the oven. Glühwein, yay! The Christmas market.
Fortified wine, was it, I think?
Was it? What?
Fortified wine, I think.
I have no clue.
I think it's called fortified wine.
I call it Glühwein, also in English. It's Glühwein! Whee!
Yeah, basically
okay, I'm gonna get some.
Wine with spices and heated up. And it's, in Germany you get it on the Christmas markets, which are basically starting in a week. Yeah, next week.
Friday.
Even though the temperatures outside are almost at plus 20.
Probably
which
more
is,
summer market, right?
Yeah, which is way too warm for this time of year, but I hear that the US is having the exact opposite. Way colder than usual. So I guess there are some, things that are opposite between the continents at the moment. Okay, we boiled the Glühwein.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, we won't get drunk if all the alcohol evaporates.
Yeah, very sorry about that. But not so sorry. Okay, so I brought some candy.
Once you're done with your snacks, you can also take over.
Chips! Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I can do that.
And while you're doing some soldering, I can take out the tests.
Trash.
The TL866 for testing some of the chips that are in here. Maybe I should test all of them, but then I need to take them out. Not sure. Oh, well, let's see. I'm feeling pretty confident. I will do some tests here and there, and if they fail, then I will take the other chips out again. But if I see okay, they all look good, the ones that I test, then
so I brought Glühwein.
I think.
Oh, look at that! The cup has almost the same color as my scarf.
You can put it here. Maybe?
I'm so amazed by that. Yeah, okay, we'll do that.
I think the viewer count is now through the roof.
The what?
The viewer count goes through the roof.
Because I joined. Thanks, you guys.
7 people. Kevin says, should I send some rum?
It's rum.
Rum. R-U-M. With the computers next week.
Please do so.
Okay, I wanted to say that's very kind. We don't need it, but
no, it's fine.
Opinions differ.
No, it's fine. We have Glühwein.
Yeah, with rum we could make grog or some cocktails. Or some Feuerzangenbowle, if I guess the Americans don't know what that is. It's basically a lot of alcohol that burns and a lot of sugar and spices and stuff. Yeah. So while we wouldn't say no, of course, to the rum, you don't need to send any. That's very generous, of course. Okay. Was that all, or did I forget something?
I wanted to say something. Okay, so I'm back. I wanted to say something about rum. What can you make with rum? Grog. Yay!
Yeah, we had that.
Oh, sorry, I just... yeah. Well, we share a brain, so... I'm just repeating what you said. What?
And only one. I'm not clever. I'm not very clever.
No, you are.
I want to recycle these all the time, but I always just trash them up.
Okay, do you want to to want to drink Glühwein?
I will wait. Is this mine?
Yes, because you have the 8 cup. Looks like an Amazon cup. No.
Both our first names start with A, so
it's
that's actually not a very good indicator.
Well, actually, it
in
used
our
to be
household.
my cup now, but now it's his, so that's fine.
And I'm wondering... I'm not even sure it can test the registers. I'm not
I
sure.
know what I'm doing now.
I'm just gonna pop them in.
Cheers!
Post.
You didn't look me in the eye.
No, but
It's okay.
everyone
goals.
on YouTube did. You have to look into the webcam.
Hold on. Cheers. Cling.
Once you're done with the snacks, as I said, you can...
Yeah, I
Take
can
over.
start now. That's fine too.
No, it's okay. I'm just gonna pop these in.
I can solder and eat. Yeah, I see. I can't.
I'm not sure I can.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Because, especially since this is not going to be my card.
Yeah, it's okay. So as far as I understood, Stefan is gonna send computer. And
He asked me. He has an Amiga 500, I think.
Okay.
First of all, he's selling me one Amiga 500
Okay.
because I have the terrible Fire accelerator card that is supposedly broken.
Okay.
And it looks like this for everyone at home. This is the accelerator card. It has 68030, an FPU, coprocessor, and a lot of RAM.
Did we talk about this?
About this one?
Ah.
Yeah, this one I got someone sent to me from the forum because he said, this is broken. I saw you working on the PyStorm. Do you want to have this? And I said,
remember.
okay, why not? I mean, it's broken, but maybe it's something simple. Maybe I just need to reflash the chips or something because there's like CPLDs on here. Who knows? But I don't want to put it in our working Amiga. So I was looking for a broken, not a broken one, just like a motherboard or something, very cheap, because I don't want to spend $100 just for testing and possibly breaking it.
With homemade grog. Actually, my mom. Sorry to interrupt you, but my mom makes a very good grog. Yeah. And actually, yesterday we went to visit my parents, and my dad told me, "Yeah, we have this old bottle of rum. You need to take it with you." I'm like, I'm not gonna take this with me. This needs to stay here. Whenever I'm here, Mom needs to make grog for me. I think he was a bit disappointed that I didn't take the stuff with me. But yeah. Okay, keep on going. Sorry, I just needed to.
Yeah. So Stefan will be sending over a almost complete Amiga, just missing
Very
the
nice.
keyboard. Eventually we can buy a keyboard if we want to keep it.
Yeah.
Or build a new keyboard or something like that. But it's good enough for testing. It has a floppy disk, so disk drive, so I can, if it works, I can put stuff in and test it, something. And it has all the chips working. That's the most important thing. Everything else doesn't matter. And he said he has another Amiga that he wants to upgrade, but he's not good at soldering. Okay. So I said, yeah, I can put in some sockets for RAM. So we'll put in some sockets.
Awesome.
In return, basically. But still, I paid him something for the Amiga, so we're not getting it totally for free.
No, I was just wondering why their computer's gonna come with ROM or no ROM.
Exactly. But the computers will come with ROM. Okay, here we are.
And RAM?
Also.
Okay. I only sniffed this until now and it's already working.
So there are the rest of the 374s. I put them aside.
But I need to get glasses before soldering.
Oh.
Because my eyes are very bad today.
Ah, there are the other 244s. Okay, good. And an Atari to play with. I thought you will send that next year? Okay, maybe we get 2 computers.
Awesome.
Because the Atari was also supposed... I guess it's an... I don't know which one. I guess it's an ST. Most probably. And he asked, can I install some sockets in there as well for additional RAM? So I said, yeah, sure. Sockets are a pretty quick job. Open up, close it down. And the ST would actually be interesting to me because I've never used an ST. I did own a Mega ST4 for a while because someone wanted to throw it away back in the late 90s. And then my mom threw it away like 20 years ago, sadly. I think now it's totally gone.
Oh.
But I didn't use it much because I was also missing like manuals and stuff. Okay, we need the bomb. Not on the floor. You can, if you... Are you done or do you want to still snack? I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine. I can solder, but I need glass. I'm gonna go get glasses.
Okay. Because now we
How much do I have to solder? Can I continue eating later?
Yeah, sure. Oh, you don't have to solder at all.
No, I'm gonna.
Okay, the Atari is a 520 and it's supposed to become a 1040. That means upgrade from half a megabyte to 1 megabyte.
I came for the soldering.
Here are the chips
Okay,
that
and
we need.
eating and drinking.
So the 273s. Yuck.
Okay. Now I will eat as much as I still can until you're done with opening that.
We need 2 of these,
Okay.
but we will put in sockets for them because they are also new in stock. They are Texas Instrument branded, so I think they will be fine. They look good. They are from... Okay, they have weird date codes. They have non-legible date codes. Fred Lecky says, I heard the STE is easy to upgrade the RAM, but an STFM is a pain. That could very well be. I think the ST, the original ST, was very cheaply built, and I think it probably doesn't have enough sockets or space for whatever reasons. Yeah, Jack Tramiel made a very cheap machine. And the 520, yeah, is the later version with the 1040 mainboard, says Stefan. Missing half the chips. Yeah, that was basically like on the Amiga, on the later Amiga 500 revision boards. Okay, we need 2 more sockets.
Okay.
But now I will have to go for the round hole sockets, which some people will complain about.
Why?
Because the dual wipe are better. We had that in the last stream.
Okay. Sorry, the last stream I was sick.
Although some people say, no, these are better. They are higher quality. They look very nice and shiny.
Okay.
I don't know.
Can I
They
have a
will
look?
work. Yes. This is what these look like. And the others look like these. These are so-called dual wipe because they are 2
Get it.
metal leaves holding the pin, and here it's a round hole. And some
I
people
see.
say, the round holes are crap.
I can understand that for some reason, like just my gut feeling is I want to have the other ones.
And
Without the hole.
Commodore used to use even cheaper ones, the single wipe, where there's only 1 leaf, and they get like worn out, and then you have very bad contact.
Great.
Sometimes, not always.
That's why you did that. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, more or less. Oh, maybe not.
Oh.
Well, let's see. It's your turn.
Bam! I can do that.
Okay, here are...
Let me just drink
Here's
one more
everything.
sip. And let me...
Switch places!
Oh, we should get like a tush or so. What's that
A
in
tush.
English? A tush.
A tush.
Let's have a tush.
A tush is this.
I know. Oh God. No. No,
A jingle.
A jingle, thank you so much. And I studied English, God. Okay.
Oh.
Those are the ones I need to do, right?
Yes. Do you remember how to do it?
No, I forgot, because last day when I had a cold, I was so sick, my brain is now all smushed. No, I know what I'm doing. Oh no, I need to do these.
Well, Stefan, here goes your card.
I'm sorry. No, I can do this. I did this before.
Oh, okay. I think there's not much alcohol left.
Really? Oh.
I'm not sure. It tastes nice.
I mean, we have to work tomorrow. We shouldn't be... Yeah, it tastes very nice. Plus, I've been freezing the whole afternoon.
Stefan says, the secret of the success of home computing? Being cheap but good enough. That's true. And to be honest, for the fact that Commodore built ultra cheap machines, really ultra cheap machines, the fact that hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of C64s are still running today, like 40 years later, or at least 30, up to 40 years later, is just a testament that they were good enough. And even the fact that PLAs and ROMs degrade and die, but they worked for 20 to 30 years, is actually not that bad, especially for like home computer gaming machines. So as I said before, I doubt that my iMac that we are recording this on, which is a very expensive machine in my opinion, will be working in 20 years or something, or even 40 years. And I don't think you will be able to
Or even 10
repair
years.
it.
No, maybe.
10 years maybe, because
Maybe
our
10
other iMac is also now 9 years.
Yeah.
Going almost to 10 years. Next year it will be 10 years. And it still has no sign of dying. So that might be fine. But it's also still a different technology than this one here. But I doubt that my current or our current iMac will last 40 years. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely not. Plus, the thing is, you can't even properly open it. So you're eating my candy now?
Yes. Dutch licorice.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. Yeah? You want to evaluate my work?
Not yet.
Not
No, I'm wondering if I'm gonna
bar.
take the TL866 and test some chips. But actually there's very little space on our table.
Although the table, to be honest, it's probably the biggest desk people have in their homes. Like, the table is quite big.
I have something very nice here for... I don't know when I will have time to do that. But I have to show it. It's the Pico Goose by
Jingle.
Ian Scott.
Yay!
It's a Gravis ultrasound clone based on a Raspberry Pi Pico. Zote licorice. Yeah, exactly, Fred.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
thing.
stuff.
Salty Dutch licorice.
Yeah, but
Perfect.
we need to discuss this here. Salt licorice, the only true licorice.
Yes.
That's
Anyway,
no discussion,
this is
I was just saying that.
This is the Pico Goose. A Gravis ultrasound clone, very cheap to be made, like under 20 euros bomb, basically, because most of the stuff is done by the Pi Pico, and that's €2.50 or something. And besides some other very great folk, I'm on here because I gave him some idea by doing a comment. Ideas are a dime a dozen, and I have a lot of ideas. But it was actually a good idea because he was using the Pi Zero, and that's hard to come by right now. And I said, why not use the Pi Pico, because it has this hardware accelerated state machines, which could be used for bus interfacing or something. And he did it. I mean, I only had the idea, but he has actually the brains to implement it. Which would take me probably a year or so. Maybe not, but I don't have the time or the will to do that.
I'm done.
Okay.
I did it.
Let's have a look.
Very professionally, I have to say.
There's a bit of solder, which we will remove. Okay, I made it worse. Okay, let's get the flux. No, that's not the flux. That's the flux. It looks good. It looks good. But I had the same problem earlier.
Okay.
Probably a bit too dirty a solder tip. So basically,
yeah, okay.
maybe a little bit too much gunk on there.
Ugh.
Because I am very lazy cleaning that thing today as well.
Okay. You know. Careful.
Now we're gonna... Yeah, this looks much better.
Yes.
Yeah, this looks all very professional.
Thank you so much. I had a very good teacher.
Not worse than what I did. Okay, now we can try and put in the chips here. These are the 273s. Let's look up what they are doing. Today I'm doing interesting, and with another program it becomes a graphics card. Oh, the PicoGus. No, actually not, but the PicoGus can also emulate AdLib and Sound Blaster. Not at the same time. I think there's not enough compute power on there. But here's some firmware that does AdLib emulation, ported from the Pico Doom, which is a Doom port, which has a very small OPL2 AdLib emulator. And I was looking up the 273. The 273 is a octal D-type flip-flop. Basically 8 flip-flops on a chip. Yeah, and Freddy V, who's the author of Modmaster XT, also cloned the card for his own purposes and changed it to make it a memory expansion card. Basically to give XT-style computers expanded memory. Which is nice. So Ian
you're doing that?
Probably gave the retro community a whole new platform to build cards on. I'm very much looking forward to what they will do with this. Maybe someone will do a graphics card, a CGA card or something better. I don't know. Because the Pico is actually very powerful. And compared to the other microcontrollers like the STM32F or even the Arduino 80 Mega and so on, which are less powerful, but like the ARM chips, let's say, the STM32, it's not that hard to get at the moment. The STM32 has become very expensive and hard to get due to the chip shortage and due to it being basically used in all kinds of devices. Is that okay? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah, we made some progress.
Yeah. Okay. So, what are we doing now?
Eating licorice.
Very nice. I'm eating a waffle. Also from... Oh no, that's actually from Brussels. So that's like the magic box with all the stuff in it. Awesome.
No. There's another DRAM chip. It fell out.
It fell out. Oh no.
I hope these are not fake. I'm gonna put it up here for the time being.
Okay, so
I'm gonna fetch this here. Let's see what it is. That's so small. No, that's too dark.
I'm too old and this is too sweet.
LS125. Okay. LS125.
Okay.
We need only one, but they came in pack of 5.
Ah, great.
Yeah,
Anyways.
it's often that you just get 5 or 10.
Oh yeah.
It's U62. Maybe we can, because it's now 9:30.
Yeah.
Only a joke. Yeah. Don't say that, because I think the Pi Pico has enough power to emulate a graphics card. So the problem would be on the Picogos that you don't have anything to, well, output over, because it's all got only the... Maybe you could do composite, but then the DUC that's in there is not good enough. It's only for audio, not enough bandwidth for video. But you could probably bit bang a video signal like they did on the Commodore floppy this year, I think. They programmed the 1541 to output video over the serial port, I think, which is very impressive, even though a bit weird. Alright, there we go.
That was quite difficult, apparently. Okay,
Yeah,
this goes where?
Let
Let me do that, let me do that. Let me do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you will.
Okay.
But first of all, it's the 125. The 125 goes on U62. You can look for U62. And I'm looking up what the U125 does. No, that was wrong. The 125 is a
62.
obsolete
62.
bus buffers, 3-state outputs. Okay, that's a bus buffer. Quad buffer. So basically a 4-bit bus buffer.
Oh, there. Here it is, right? C62? There?
U62.
Oh.
You have to look at the U. U are the chips.
Yeah,
C are
I
the
got
capacitors.
confused because...
Mhm.
I got confused. Because of the Glühwein.
Sadly, they are labeled differently.
U62, right? This one.
Probably,
U62.
yes. We're gonna try and test one of these.
Can we... Can you give me one so I can put it here?
No,
Oh.
but you can put in a socket for it. What socket do we need?
Should I know?
You can count the legs.
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 14. Thank you so much. Oh, see, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a dual wipe. I still have some of those in 14.
Yes.
And you can
So
use this. Yeah, with the notch to the top.
I
Right?
know with the notch to the top.
Yeah, perfect,
Yes,
perfect.
You
You're
taught
doing
me.
great.
I'm smart.
Jens Hafner is here, and he says there are
Hello.
at least 4 revisions of the CGA card which are not 100% compatible to one another. Does anyone know which version are we building here? No, we are not, but
But the good kind.
actually on the back there's a silk mask which describes new style and old style composite output. That's something. And I think it's compatible enough that the whole thing actually runs 88 miles per hour, which is, I think, the gold standard, more or less, of being compatible. Yeah.
You know what? I really like the smell when I solder. It's really bad. It's like Räuchermännchen, but nicer.
Räuchermännchen, yes. Räuchermännchen. That's a good word. So, let's see if logic test. Ah, yeah, okay. I'm gonna look up how this works. Mini Pro logic test. How that works.
I did it! Very nice.
The
You put the thing away.
thing?
The thing.
The chip.
The bowl. Because I brought chips. Because there are chips in that box and I have chips in, yeah, that was...
Okay, I still try to figure out how this works. Okay, is there no... Oh goodness. Okay, I'm gonna open up
Yep.
a man page.
Can the people see what you're doing there?
Not yet, but I will. Mirror the
Okay, cool.
screen in a second. Run a logic test. Error states are reported. Okay, how does it work? Okay. What do we have here? The LS125, right? 74 LS125. Yeah, it has that. So let's try that. So the Mini Pro can also test logic chips.
Wasn't that the thing that we did once together too? Remember that? Yeah, okay. The description.
What?
Remember? Some time ago we did something similar.
So, how does that work? Oh, okay. No, that is the wrong thing to enable. Do I have desktop here? Text. iPhone. C64? No, I don't. Display capture, I think. Okay. Yeah, more or less, but that's terrible. Okay, that looks totally weird. Okay, hold on a second while I set up this thing.
Oh, that's creepy.
More or less work. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I will put it below the webcam, so everybody should be able to see that now. Okay.
It's like in a meeting. Can you see my screen? And then everyone unmutes and says yes.
Get a list of supported devices. P device, specify the device name. So basically we need to specify -P 74125 and then -T, and there we go. I specified the 74125, so it doesn't test if it's a proper S, LS, F or whatever chip, because that would need to have the correct timings, but it just puts in some logic values on the input pins and reads out the values on the output pins. Basically here you can see pin 1 and 2 were 0 and 1, and 3 is probably an output pin and it was high. 4, 5 was 0 and 1, output was high, etc, etc, etc. And for example, if 1 and 2 are 0, it's low. And Z is probably floating, I guess, maybe. So whenever a pin 1 is high, output is floating, I guess. Maybe? Otherwise, I don't know. H and L would be high and low, and Z, I guess, should be floating, I hope.
Stupid question. Where is the chip? Wow, there you go. See, I didn't see that. Okay.
So everybody can have a look. There's the little chip. And the test at least says that it's fine. Which is a good thing. Do you want to put it in?
Yeah, let me just...
Do you want to destroy it?
Yeah. It's great how you believe in me.
I believe that you can destroy it. Right. Remember the legs?
Yeah, but and also this little thingy goes with this little thingy.
And I want to test one more chip if possible. See if it can test the 374, which is the shift register. 74374. Actually, it says it can. So let's test the 374 as well, because we put in like 5 of those. And I want to be certain that they at least seem to be working. appear to be working. Okay, 374. Is that correct? Yes. And the logic test was successful.
Quickly check before
Great.
I push it in. It looks good, but I just want to. I'm insecure.
That's at least the right way up.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that sounds very, very good.
It's in.
Okay, it seems the TL866 at least can test this stuff, which is nice. I have on my wish list still the Retro Chip Tester Pro, which is another 150 euros at least. So yeah, bit too expensive for just buying it on a whim. But I think this at least shows us that they're not completely broken. They still could be marginal, or they could have the wrong timings. It doesn't test that. But I think that's at least showing if they are completely broken. If one of the outputs is all the time low or high or whatever.
Is that the reason why you put the sockets in? So we can remove them and change them? Okay.
Yes, because I trust Mauser to deliver me good tested TI chips. But the ones from eBay are old stock. They are sometimes 30 years old. They shouldn't have a problem because they can last 100 years or even longer. I don't know. But you never know.
Yeah.
And it could be that they are relabeled or something. But the ones that are tested now are fine.
Okay.
We are nearing the 1.5 hour mark. Maybe we can put in one more chip or something?
I can do it.
Yes, we can, says Jens Hafner. The
Yes,
problem
we
is I don't know in response to which comment, because there's a like half a minute lag or something.
But
maybe
yes,
even a
we
minute.
can.
Yes, we can.
He was anticipating what we were going to say.
There is one more here. The 112. The S112. S are the fast ones. Let's have a look. The S112. Which is not even on my list. Oh, it's up down here. U1. It's U1.
U1, O1, or... It's this one,
Yes.
surprisingly.
Which socket do we need?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16.
16. You can put in one. We have to switch to...
I counted it a
No,
second
we
time.
don't. I have still a bunch of these.
Okay, but I need these.
What do you need?
No, it's okay.
Tape. We have more tape. Where that came from? Oh, yuck.
Ugh. Ugh.
There's dirt in here. I don't like that.
There's
It says it. I only have 2 of these. Ian Scott says, "Hi, Route 42. I'm joining late as usual."
Hi.
And here's Ian Scott, who is the author of the Picogus, as I just have shown.
Yeah, you missed it.
Ian, you missed the introduction of the
It
Picogus.
was great.
We talked about it and then I got interrupted for licorice talk. And here is the Picogus.
Also important.
Tesla Stellar also says hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we will stay on for a couple more minutes. I just wanted to finish up, but then let's stay up late.
Call in sick tomorrow. No, of
But,
course not.
We can make a Lötstream about the Picogus, no problem. The question is when. There's not enough evenings in the year.
We can do one every evening.
No, not quite on every evening.
Yeah, that's true.
But we can definitely do a Lötstream on the Picogus. And then we can make it a bit later so that Ian can join. I mean, he is from the US, I think. So.
Maybe on a Saturday evening, and then we do like a party night. A
Yeah.
Lötstream night.
Invite
See,
some friends, everybody can take turns soldering.
Yeah, exactly.
A Löt party.
See,
Right.
other people go partying and we do this.
It's more productive.
Yep. And you don't have a hangover the next day.
Ooh, I wouldn't bet on that.
I mean, you cannot drink.
What's up with this?
Drink responsibly when you
with
solder. Know
when you
your
solder,
limits.
be sober.
Yeah, exactly. Know your limits.
Good grief. Okay. These are... Who knows what brand this is? Let's see. Can I get this in here? It's... Well, in Germany, these symbols are a bit problematic, to say the least. 74112. Let's test it. I'm gonna switch to the display, and we're gonna test for the 74112. Logic test failed. 4 errors encountered. Ooh, that's not good. 4 errors encountered. That sucks.
If you do it a second time, will it be better? I mean,
No.
is it like tests that work?
Probably not.
Okay, I did that. Can you check this? Because I'm not so sure whether this is really nice.
What does the 112? Where? Up here.
These.
Looks good. So the 112 might be broken,
You
but
have
the
only
question
one?
is what I have. Yeah, I think they were pretty expensive and rare. They might still be good. They are edge triggered flip flops with preset and clear. Okay. Oh, okay. It actually says here. These are, I think, wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. So one of the flip-flops seems bad. Because I think, what did it say? Quad? No, dual. Ah, interesting. Bummer. So we might need to...
So you have 2 of these?
Yes.
Okay.
Because
That's
I
good.
wanted to build 2 cards. But now I can build only 1. Maybe even 0. Oh, it has the same errors.
Oh no.
Which I think would be weird. I would think that this is more in line with the TL866 being wrong. We could build a breadboard circuit that tests this. Basically, you can wire this up to a battery or a bench supply if I had any, or even a USB supply, and use like switches or something to set and reset the flip-flops, because flip-flops are basically like switches. You can set them and then they go on, and you can reset them and they go off. They can store basically 1 bit more or less, and this is a dual flip-flop, so that should store like 2 different states. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the 866 is that's National Semiconductor. Yeah, I think that's it. If both are failing in the same fashion, I would say they are probably good, and would put in one of them, and maybe build a little breadboard thingy, not during the stream now, but so on one of the evenings, and
I'm
test.
gonna put this in.
Yes, please. We can take it out.
How
It's
can
really
you...
good.
So explain this to me. We're putting a chip in that's probably not working.
I don't know. Since both chips showed the same error, I would rather think that the tester here is wrong. It's lying to me. Because that's very weird that they both have the same error on the same pin. That's not very usual. So I would rather think there's a problem with the tester. And since I don't have another tester, I would need to pull out some breadboards and
There we go.
put something together
Oh.
that is able to test this, basically. And I have to read the data sheet. That's very interesting in itself, but I think that would take more than 10 minutes, probably, because I would have to look for all the stuff. Haha, the joke works only in German. Tesla Stellar says, I have a question about your DOS series. Could you please continue them with scrolling, VGA screens, sprites, animations, collision detections, etc.? Yes, I could, and I don't have any time. As I wrote in one of my community posts last week, I get a lot of requests like that, and I would love to do that. I would love to do more. I would love to write my own DOS-style game engine of sorts. But it takes a lot of time, and we spend like one evening maybe a week doing a live stream sometimes.
Oh.
And otherwise I spend maybe 2 evenings producing the video content, and I can only do so much during that because we have day jobs, regular.
Unfortunately,
yeah,
no,
like
they're great, but
full-time day jobs. We have family life, kids to tend to, and other things. So there's very limited time. If I were to reduce my daytime job, then I would be able to do more stuff like that. Then I could produce probably 1 or 2 videos a week, or do like more in-depth stuff, like producing a little bit more like game engine stuff and so on and so on. But I'm very far off that, and I wrote already, YouTube currently gives me 20 to 30 euros a month with 4,000 subscribers. Now you can scale up in your head what other YouTubers earn roughly, because it should be around the same if you multiply their subscriber numbers and views by 1,000 or something. And Patreons, I only have like 4 or something. They give like $10 per month, and sometimes there's someone spending something on Ko-fi or PayPal or something, but that's far and few between. So basically we have like 50 euros on budget where we buy things like that, and I spend a lot of my own money on that. It's just like, that. And so I'm just concentrating on what I find interesting, and at the moment I find this interesting. I find a few C64 things interesting. Oscar Toledo's assembly book I like, so
plus
I'm working
I only
my
can
way.
solder, so
yeah,
I cannot.
I have to do the programming stuff at the moment.
And then I will
could
be
do
sitting
like
in the next room being like,
DOS programming for dummies I could do.
Yeah,
and
we
then
can
you
do
can
that.
you,
Oh,
then
yeah.
you can do the
yeah, that's gonna be a real vivid stream.
yeah. So I do have on my like bucket list to write my own adventure game engine for DOS or something like that. But I'm not sure I'm gonna do that in the next 10 years. Maybe when I'm retired or something. I don't see that I have enough time currently to do that. I need to have projects that take like maybe 3 or 4 evenings like this to assemble, and then I'm done. And this is basically just building what someone else did. Doing your own stuff, developing your own code, especially the Let's Code videos. I like them very much. They are a lot of fun, but they are a lot of work. So it's basically a matter of time, because we do have to earn money, and sadly this is not what we can earn money with, so it's just a fun hobby. And Safran says, maybe you can team up with Javid X9. He builds a great game engine which lacks great VGA support. Okay, interesting, yeah. Again, if I have the time, sure. And there are a lot of interesting projects out there. There's one woman who is doing her own Sierra-styled mystery adventure.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically like a crime-themed thing. And it looks like the 16-color SCI era Sierra games. It looks exactly the part. But for example, her game doesn't run on old PCs. It's basically done using modern techniques, just looking like an old game. And I bet you could port it back to an old machine.
What are you talking about?
What is it called? The Crimson something. Let me Google it.
Don't know about that.
Crimson adventure game, and it's called Crimson Diamond, maybe?
Crimson Desert? Crimson Room?
I think it's Crimson Diamond. It's
Yeah.
on Steam. Yeah, it's the Crimson Diamond by Julia Minamata. And it looks totally like a game that could run on an XT with an EGA card, but it doesn't. And that's something, if I want to produce a game engine like that, that's, yeah, Ian Scott, that's the Thimbleweed Park.
Oh,
okay,
Thimbleweed
let's
Park's
not get ahead of ourselves. If I were to do something like that, I want it to be able to run on all the old machines. So basically, it should run at least on a 286, or if I'm very good programmer, then maybe even on older machines, slower machines. And maybe even on the Amiga or something, or at least it could be portable to the Amiga. That's of course a lot of different effort. But if I were to do something like that, it should run on the old machines as well. Because you can emulate those anyway on modern machines, so you can have the experience. If you're a total nerd and have an old machine, you can run it on the old machine. And otherwise, you just pack it up in an emulator, put it into Steam or whatever platform you want to sell it on, and that works. I know a bunch of teams that do stuff like that. They code for the Mega Drive, for example,
Very nice.
and they release on Steam or even on the Switch. And basically on the Switch or on Steam, you're running a Mega Drive emulator. You don't even notice, and it runs the game basically. And people don't even know. And they think, oh, it's a nice retro game. But actually, it is a retro game on a retro platform that is emulated. That I do like. Big respects to the woman that does Crimson Diamond, because it's a lot of work, I guess. She has very beautiful artwork, interesting story, etc. But I found it very, very disappointing for myself that it doesn't support old machines, because it looks like it runs on an old machine.
Yeah.
And it doesn't
And
have
it runs
like
on
features. I don't know, you need a proper modern machine
Okay.
with Steam.
Yeah, no.
It's I do understand, because she probably has no access to that, no knowledge about that, I don't know. Or didn't want to, who cares? And it's a very niche market to target people with DOS machines. Which is fine. But if I ever want to do something like that, I definitely want to target the old machines, because I think it's very fascinating to have modern games on old machines and have something very nice to play, like we did with Briley Witch
Oh, yeah, that
project.
was awesome.
We loved that.
Awesome.
We played that on a real C64 with a real CRT screen, a game from 2022, and it was perfect. It was very, very nice. And
Yeah, I enjoyed that very much.
we played like almost 24 hours, I think, in total. So
Not
it's actually
not in one row, right?
no, of course, but
we have
for
lives.
modern games, of course, have like 300-400 hours of gameplay, which I think is too long
No,
for
it's
someone who doesn't have enough time.
As
But 20 to 30 hours is
Let
fine.
me just compare this. I played Zelda Breath of the Wild for like 250 hours. And man, I love Zelda really, really, but that was too much. When you reach a certain, I want to say if you reach a certain age, like if you're, I don't know, 18 or maybe 20 or something, but as soon as you enter work life, you don't have time for that anymore. And I get so frustrated with games like that, because I love Zelda. But
you have
also,
to basically give up your job just to be playing games.
just to be playing the game. Or you cannot do anything else. Just come back home from work and start playing right away. Don't exercise, don't eat anymore. And that's just not worth it. I'd rather enjoy games where...
Casual games, basically.
Exactly, where I can get right in it, even if I didn't play for like a week or so, because I just didn't have the time.
Which was also a very good thing with Briley Witch.
Absolutely.
Even if we stopped for a week, you go in and you have this Remind Me menu item, which tells you what's up next, which quest you have to do. And that's, I think, very rare in games, that you can look up where you left off. And if you're not a hardcore gamer and play every evening, then you just forget where you were in a game.
Absolutely.
Or you go on holiday and come back and think, where was I? Ian says, I agree, I like shorter games. I appreciated Return to Monkey Island for not being too long, and also filling you in on the story if you haven't played in a while.
Very, very nice.
Don't spoil, because we don't have it yet. She wants to buy it, but I want to hold on for the physical release. I don't want to pay twice.
When is that gonna be?
I don't know. I
don't know. I love that.
I asked David Fox or someone else on Twitter or Mastodon, by the way, when's the physical release? But he never answered.
Oh no.
So, and he answers sometimes to my tweets, like yesterday. So maybe they just don't know or want to hold back because they want to make enough digital sales. I mean, we can spend the money. Maybe we will do that.
I do not seem to be convinced. No
But
spoilers, okay.
We do have
But I'm
enough
really looking
games to
forward
play
to it.
until then.
And I see screenshots on Instagram sometimes, and I get so antsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
Do we have to quit or do we have
Why
time
were
for
you looking
one
at
more?
me?
Oh, sorry. Oops.
Ooh, time for one more what?
One
Chip?
more chip.
One chip we can do.
We don't even know if the last one worked, but yeah. We have one more new old stock. Let's see which one it is. It's the 245. The 245 is U66.
I have it. And 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20.
It's an
legs.
octal bus transceiver, so another buffer basically.
20 legs. 20 legs.
Dip 20. Now we have to switch to the CNC.
Can I get a new one? Because I put that on the thingy from the chips.
Yeah, sure.
That was not my smartest move. Thanks. Oh no, I get a crappy one. Oh.
Opinions differ on that.
Oh.
Let me show you once. I would do it like this because it won't hold down if you just put it on the chips. Okay, meanwhile I will test the chip and see if it sort of works.
How many chips do you have of these? Yeah, many.
5. I might even have some. I bought those, but I might even have some because they are pretty common on ISA cards.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe from some previous projects I have one. This is even genuine Texas Instruments.
Great. Okay, I need to ask a question first. So, for the chips that I'm soldering, so there's one.
Yeah, that's usually the ground pin.
Okay.
Or the VCC, I'm not sure, but probably ground.
Okay.
Tesla Stella says, "Got to run, guys." Yeah. Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice evening.
Thanks for the show and see you later. Definitely. I'm gonna switch on the display again. And we will test the 245. Logic test successful. Okay, that's good.
Very nice.
So it's at least not totally broken. I'm gonna bend the legs here for you.
Thank you.
We definitely have to test the flip-flops. Because I don't think that there are two flip-flops with the same error. These look like Mauser stock because of the legs. Because they look like a bit weird, shiny. Not sure. Maybe they are, and I just didn't put them in. Well, adding sockets doesn't hurt. Usually. There are some chips that you shouldn't put into sockets. I had like, there are the TEA amplifier chips. And those, in the datasheet it says, please don't socket these because they need to dump their heat into the PCB. Because they are amplifiers and they produce a lot of heat. But I did anyway because the ones that you can buy nowadays are salvaged from boards or something and they are often broken. Or relatively often. And
by the way, you were right. There was almost no alcohol in the Glühwein.
you think?
Yeah, because I drank the whole. Usually,
You get drunk.
at least tipsy easily, and
Yeah.
I feel nothing.
I feel
nothing.
nothing.
I feel nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
that was hard.
Ian Scott says, I did the same thing with my TEA amplifier on my Sniper. Exactly. I had 2 failed chips and got tired of desoldering them. Exactly. So I think it's
There you
I'm
go.
not sure if it's a huge deal. You can just maybe put a small heatsink on top of it and then you're fine. Okay, so we have still a lot to go actually, but I think the next ones will be faster because we don't need to socket them,
Okay.
or I won't socket them because they are the brand new Mauser stock
Yes.
things. So I think that's
Next
fine.
Lötstream?
Next
Lötstream.
week or maybe the week after, who knows? Let's see.
But
when
there
we have
will be
some time.
also a Christmas
Lötstream.
Lötstream.
Yes.
Where we're gonna solder a little Christmas tree. Which
Do I-
we actually bought last year and then we didn't have time to do that anymore and we
And
didn't
I
want to do
need
it in
to-
January. So we're gonna do this after
If I can find it, actually.
yeah, that's great. Okay, so apparently we're not gonna do it because we don't have the Christmas tree anymore.
It is somewhere
No.
here. Oh crap.
Anyways, we're gonna find the
I
Christmas
wanted to
tree and
show
we're
it.
gonna do it.
But our colleague, I gave one to my colleague,
Yeah.
and he did that last year, and he said there is an error on the PCB. Something is wrong, I think. Oh, we have some more weird stuff here.
Yeah, there's quite some weird stuff here.
Yeah, we will find the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
I
and
can't
then-
find it right now.
And then we're gonna do a
And we
Christmas
have
tree
to
soldering. Oh yeah.
we have
There's
to probably watch very closely. I hope you find it. Yeah, actually I bought like 10 boxes at IKEA to get some kind of order into this mess that you can't see because it's behind the iMac. Hopefully in one of the next weeks I manage to put everything into boxes and put a label like here's everything, like all the kits to solder, and here are
Christmas soldering kits.
keyboards and whatever stuff. But we have...
We did that
Oh, this
last
doesn't
year.
work.
No. We did that
Where's-
last
where's
year,
the-
but not for Christmas.
But we use it during Christmas. Where's the...
By the way, where's my soldering
Power
kit
supply.
that you gave?
Here!
Oh, that you gave me for my birthday.
I don't
Remember
know.
that? What was that? And where's the roulette
here.
thing
Here,
I
this is
soldered?
our-
Oh god.
The red thing is with the batteries in the cupboard. Yay!
Yeah, that's what we did. That's very nice. Turn it
And
around.
we
Turn
have-
it around.
We
Turn
put
it
two of these kits together so that you could put it on top of a real Christmas tree
Which
or
we
something.
didn't. We didn't.
Which we didn't, because you need to use like a power bank or something and hide it in the tree as well. And that was a lot of fun.
But we can put it on the table, the Christmas table.
We put it on the table, yes.
On the dining table, like last year.
With the battery attached.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. And I was so proud because that was actually the first
The
thing I
first-
ever soldered.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and I was so proud.
And it looks really good.
Yeah.
Very professional.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a very good teacher.
Okay, yeah, I think we're nearing the 2-hour mark. I think that's enough for today. Let's keep in mind that we have to check the flip-flop. But as I said, having 2 broken flip-flops is very weird, and having them broken in the same way, I would say that maybe it's the TL866 fault. But we can test that. Next time we will hopefully be able to put in all the rest of the ICs. I think then there might be 2 more streams because I don't have the CRT controller, as I said. And here we need to definitely prepare a bit or read during the stream what to do on the video output.
Maybe
because
we need to
there's
do a Lötstream twice a week.
maybe, yeah. If we manage to
Yeah.
squeeze that in, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then we need to test it. And it might be that it doesn't even fit in my 486. We need to build or pull out one of the other boards and hope that it still works because of this here. Because there is this piece here that hangs down a bit, and there might be things in the way here, and that's a problem. There might be some, I need to check which board actually I can use for that. Anyway, thank you everyone for attending.
It was great again.
Yes.
I had very much
How
fun.
much did we manage to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 chips.
That's pretty
At
good.
least.
High five
Plus
for that.
25 capacitors. We
Good
talked a
job.
lot, so there was a bit of
We drank a bit.
inefficiency. But we're not doing this for the efficiency. And Stefan is hoping that he gets a working card, so we take our time.
Yes.
We don't rush it.
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Share, like, and subscribe.
Yeah. Tell all your friends about
actually,
it.
yeah.
So we don't need the day job anymore.
Yeah, definitely. Telling your friends, your nerd friends and not nerd friends, telling your mother, please watch this video.
And
will
your
definitely
father
help.
too.
And your fathers. And your kids should watch this.
Yeah. Your kids should watch this. Yeah.
Not the stupid stuff that comes on TV.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's it for today. Maybe next week we will put up the stream early enough. Ian says, thanks, it was fun hanging out.
It was
Definitely.
fun hanging out. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. So, until next time, bye!
Bye! Have a nice evening.
Auf Wiedersehen.